going to make a Americana pen kit from Craft Supplies Company out of a piece of Bethlehem olive wood that comes from Israel. And the first step in this process is to prepare the blank to accommodate the pen. The interior of the pen is composed of two brass tubes, which I'll get out of the bag here. One for the upper part of the pen and one for the lower part of the pen. And that's all we're going to work with to start. First, we'll find the square side of the blank so that that looks pretty good. And the reason I do that is so when I put it on the bandsaw, I'm cutting a square side so that the cut will be as square to the face as possible. It's never possible to get it perfect, but the closer you can make it, the easier it is in adjacent steps. And then I'll mark the blank this way to remind myself that that is the square edge. Okay, then we'll look at the grain and we'll figure what side would be nicer for the point and what side would be nicer for the cap. I think the grain down here is going to be a little more attractive. Well, maybe not. That's got a nice grain there too. Keeping in mind that as you turn it down, some of the exterior grain is going to disappear and you're going to just be left with something on the inside. So I think I'll put this side for the point end, and I'll mark the first tube. I'll just take a little bit off of this end just to square it up, and then I'll leave about 1/8 of an inch here, and then put the other blank or tube on about the same distance here, and then I'll mark about 1/8 inch here. Then I'll mark, this is going to be my tip end, and this is going to be my cap end. Then I'll take my square and I'll just draw a line across the blank at my marks so I know where to cut it. Now, different people have different methods of doing this, so this is just what I've found works best for me. Then I'll take my pencil and I'll make a line across that center where it's going to be cut so that I can keep the pieces of wood lined up so that my grain will match the cap of the pen and the tip end of the pen when it's finished. Then we'll take it over to the bandsaw, and I've made this little jig to help me keep my blanks straight and square from the table to the blade. Put the pressure on the blade. And then also by having this cut line here, I can easily line up my marks on the wood using my reference points that I marked earlier for my square edge. I can be sure that they're all being squared up to the same edge. And that way when I get into the next phase, which is drilling the holes, I know that I have it as square as I can. That's all there is to that.